I've noticed within myself that I'm changing as a person. It might be something about turning 25. It could be the fact that I moved out. I don't know what it is. So much of my life has changed, and so have I. Evolving can be so uncomfortable because it means you have to embrace the different. You have to start stepping into the unknown. And it has been a beautiful place, but it has been an eye-opening place. And so let's get into it. Welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're doing well. If you are new around here, my name's Courtney. What's up? How you doing? Welcome to the party. Subscribe so you can join the crew. And if you are not new around here, what's up, baby? How you doing? Today, I wanted to come and have a conversation about evolving. A lot of us are at this stage of our lives where we're trying to envision who we want to be, and we are actually having to change to become that person. But I think it's important to really embrace the fact that you need to challenge yourself to try new things if you are going to evolve. Evolving means that you can't look like how you look right now or what you used to look like. It's about progress. And the thing that draws you out of your comfort zone and nearer to the person that you want to be is the new challenges and the new situations which you allow yourself to be exposed to and which you allow yourself to take up. But one thing that can hold you back from embracing the new, or at least trying the new, is the old. You have to confront your past, and that could be sitting down and reflecting on your story so far, the journey of life that you have been on, the things that you have experienced. That could make you apprehensive about pursuing your goals, pursuing your dreams. It could be past disappointment, past failures, things that people have spoken over you, things that you experienced or spoken over yourself, which you feel like would hold you back from truly achieving or becoming the new person who you want to be, right? The danger to the new is the old, right? And being so committed to the old or so in bondage to the old that you cannot let yourself free to become new. You cannot let yourself free to evolve. And there are a few things that you can do to set yourself free from the past. And whilst I can say these things, they're definitely harder done than said. Whoa. Easier said than done. I don't know what I was trying to say. Not me trying to remix something that already existed. It is easier said than done to do certain things like forgive yourself, to forgive other people, right? To identify patterns that could lead to things like self-sabotage or low self-esteem, or patterns that have been a result of trauma or pain. Whatever it may be, you need to take time to yourself to start thinking about what in my past life or what in the old could hold me back from becoming the new person who I want to become, right? Because this evolution isn't about completely becoming a new person. It's a process of transformation, and transformation has to identify that it is working with something which already exists. You're already working with the story. You're already working with layers and layers of experience, layers and layers of relationships, memories, your childhood, your work life, your experiences at university. You're not just working with a clean slate. And some of us want to approach evolving as, I'm going to forget everything that has ever happened. Even though you may be trying to become a new thing, you have to deal with the things that are already there. You're not just building on top of clear land. There's already structures, there's already mindsets, there's already patterns, there's already behaviors which exist in your life, which you're going to have to assess, which you're going to have to tear down in some cases, or just build on top of, right? But if you haven't got a degree of self-awareness, if you haven't taken stock of what already exists, you're not fully going to be able to build a new thing. Now, the next one is pretty obvious, but I think a lot of us need to be reminded of it, which is actually have a vision for who you want to be. And the reason why I say that is it's easy to say, I'm trying to reinvent myself. I'm trying to, become a new woman. I'm trying to evolve and all of these things. And I'm trying to go on this process and this journey of evolution. But the question is, to become what? Who are you trying to be? When I think of metamorphosis and the process of, a caterpillar becoming a butterfly, it is programmed in their DNA that at some point you're going to have to completely transform, but they don't transform into an elephant. There is a specific thing that they are becoming. And though the process of metamorphosis is common amongst all butterflies, they don't all evolve into the same kind of butterfly. Some are yellow, some are purple, some are big, some are small, some are white, some are annoying, okay? butterflies are annoying. However, just because we are all going on a process of evolution doesn't mean at the end of it we are all going to look the same. And as much as, you have it girl content and, how to become that it girl, and basically people talking about their journey of evolution and their journey of reinventing themselves and what that looks like for them, you can only take inspiration from that content, because the truth is you need to discover who it is you are going to become, right? What your unique thing looks like, what your wings look like once they are spread. Who are you? What is identifiable about you? Who is the person you are actually trying to become? And like I said, you can take inspiration from everyone else. You can take inspiration from me, from the people that you see on the screen, and think, oh, I love their lifestyle, I want to live a degree of that. But you also need to embrace and start to accept the fact that in reinventing yourself, you are also stepping into confidence surrounding your own uniqueness, and confidence around the fact that you are not like anybody else. You are an original, and at some point you're going to have to confront whether you are comfortable with your individuality and what your individuality actually looks like. You cannot let anybody dictate to you or pressure you into thinking that this is exactly who I need to be. No. And if you do not have awareness of who it is that you are trying to become, and you have not fully embraced that, it's going to be hard to make the journey to becoming that person, but also it's going to be very hard to embrace and kind of endure the challenges and persevere through the new experiences, the new challenges, the discomfort that comes with that newness. It's going to be hard to persevere through it because you're not actually fully committed or even aware of why it will be worth it, right? If you keep reminding yourself of this is the goal, this is where I'm trying to be, this is what specifically looks like, then you know that some testing that may happen in your life, things that are uncomfortable, things that come to purge you of some of your bad traits, or things that come to challenge you to become better, you realize that all of those are worth it because they help you to get closer to who it is you are actually trying to be, right? You realize that these are the specific challenges that I need to go on. And also you begin to accept that not everyone's burden is my burden. There are some things that I don't need to go through, or I don't need to do, because that is not what I actually aim to be. For example, if you're trying to reinvent yourself to financial freedom, however, your financial freedom doesn't look like being an entrepreneur, you embracing that this is what the unique image of my evolution actually looks like at the end, means that you won't go through certain things like randomly quitting your job to try and start a business. It's when we start to think, oh, financial freedom has to look like being an entrepreneur, right? Because that's what works for that girl, or that's what worked for that person. And then you start to force yourself on a road which you really shouldn't be down, right? And you're actually not equipped for, not graced for, and you also don't have the energy for, because you don't actually enjoy it. You don't have to be an entrepreneur to be financially free, right? You don't have to lose weight in order to become confident with your body. You need to figure out, what does the end goal look like for me, and how do I actually get there? And get specific. A lot of us can be scared sometimes to create specific goals because we're scared of disappointment, but do not be afraid to get specific for yourself, specific with your goals. Do not be afraid to get specific, to get detailed, to get a detailed plan together which you can follow, right? To get expectations for yourself. Evolution doesn't happen by accident. It takes a lot of intentionality, it takes a lot of commitment, and it takes a lot of work. And it is work that is worth doing if you are going to become that new person. And lastly, one thing I've realized for myself in reinventing myself is you need to surround yourself with people who are not only evolving themselves, but also who will actually allow you to evolve. One of the things that really hold us back, and it's what I was saying earlier, right, is being bound to our past. And even though sometimes we can want to let ourselves free of our past and the shame or the regret or the embarrassment and the things that come with it, other people may not want to set us free. And there can be constant reminders of who it is we used to be, and it can be hard to think of yourself as becoming a new person and give yourself the grace to become a new person when everybody else is condemning you to who you used to be, right? And not giving you the room to evolve. And I always say this, and I have a whole podcast about this with my best friend. The people you surround yourself with really matter. Their voices in your life have the ability to influence the direction of your life and the results that you see in your life. Your friends, your family, the people who you surround yourself with, your network, right? If they are not comfortable with the idea of evolution by either doing it themselves or allowing you to evolve, you're going to feel stifled. You're not going to have the space you need to fully transform. And also, you're not going to have the arena and the safe place to make mistakes but still be allowed to try again, right? You need people who will allow you to keep trying, people who can remind you of the person who you were trying to be so that you stay on course, people who will actually give you a safe environment to start shedding that old skin. And sometimes it's also people who will give you the ability to have a degree of isolation, right? I think back to that, the caterpillar turning into a butterfly. There may have to be a cocoon period when it comes to your evolution, but do you have people in your life who you communicate well with enough and who are as invested in your personal growth as you are, who will allow you to have that season of obscurity or that time in your life where you may not be going out as much as you used to, or you may not be spending as much as you used to, whatever it may look like? Do you have people in your life who are going to be there for you and with you and to help you during the different stages of evolution? That can be a very hard question for us to ask ourselves, because you may have friends who you just constantly turn up with, or friends who you're just always talking about money moves with, right? But can you talk to your friends who you make money moves with? And I'm talking about close friends, not just acquaintances, not just, pals, peers. I'm talking about people in your life who you have closest to you. Do you allow them to see the fullness of who you are? And do they embrace that about you, right? And as you're about to transform, have you had those conversations that allow you both to be in alignment as you change? Are they changing? Are you accommodating of their changes as well, right? When it comes down to reinventing yourself, you don't just discard everybody who knew the old you, right? Some of us need to cut people off, let's just be honest. However, you don't just get rid of everyone. You don't just start afresh, right? You actually need to realize that your evolution is going to impact this relationship in some way. And so that could be, we now need to reassess our boundaries. We now need to reassess the things that we consider normal and that have become the culture of this friendship, because it no longer aligns with who I am, or it no longer aligns with who it is you are trying to be. Have we created a healthy enough relationship where we can have that transparent conversation? Are we willing to? These are the questions you need to ask yourself. It's tough, but it's worth it. I mean, I'm definitely going to be honest and say this journey is not easy. The journey of evolving and changing yourself is trash sometimes. Confronting the fact that you have to let certain things go, certain habits go, certain people go, certain mindsets go, especially when they are familiar to you and when they have provided you with comfort or shelter or even protection in certain parts of your life, or at certain stages of your life and certain times. It's not easy letting things go, but you have to let the old go and you have to start embracing the new. And it's something that we can easily forget because we seek out comfort anywhere we can, right? But this process is going to be uncomfortable. And I basically just came to remind myself and remind you of that. This process is going to be uncomfortable. You're going to constantly be learning new things about yourself and about other people. Give yourself the grace and surround yourself with people who will also give you the grace and have the patience with you, and have that patience with yourself as well. But give yourself and open up your heart, open up your mind, right? And start to open up your mouth and start declaring the things that you want to say, and start having conversations with people, talking about who it is you want to be, right? And affirming yourself and coming into agreement with those things. Our self-talk can be so negative sometimes. The things that we say can be so negative. The conversations we have can be so defeating and just are not in agreement with the things that we say we want to experience, such as transformation, such as evolution, right? But that's a whole conversation for another day. I hope that you enjoyed this video. This was really me just sharing my thoughts and the things that have been on my brain recently, but I want to hear what is on your mind, okay? Leave a comment down below, talk to each other, talk to me, keep it respectful, keep it full of love, and definitely subscribe if you have not already. It really helps out my channel, but also I would never want you to miss a video from me. I will talk to you very, very soon, and as always, stay beautiful and stay blessed. Mwah.